From the Homestead Studios in Santa Clarita, California, this is a Headache Soul production. Welcome to Just the Tip-Sters, America's favorite true crime podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Morgan. With me today is my handsome and talented co-host, Joshua Crime Bevan.
Crime?
Because crime never pays.
I've been meaning to take it up with you. My paycheck just hasn't. I mean, I signed up for direct deposit, but
I see. You throw it back in my court that you're a cheap bastard.
Oh! You meant that?
Yeah. Not that you don't get paid.
I don't get paid.
Yeah, you don't get paid from here, but you do it from the love of your soul. But yeah, you don't pay. Yeah. Suddenly, when we go out, you're like, oh, I left my wallet in my other house.
I don't remember. Do they take Google Pay here?
Yeah. Do they take Diners Club? I have my grandfather's credit card from 1972. I'm hoping they'll still take it.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Oh.
Darn, you got me? You got me again?
Can we...
Crime never pays.
Uh-huh.
Joshua Crime Bevan.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. It just made me laugh. You pay sometimes. Sometimes you pay. Occasionally you pay.
When I have a coupon or something.
Yeah, coupons are good. Yeah. I dig coupons. So
yeah, I'm the cheap guy who actually uses coupons on first dates.
Me too.
It weeds some people out real quick.
I don't usually, if I go on dates, I usually pay for my part. But if somebody has a coupon and we each pay a little less, I would not look down my nose at that.
No, and that's I use it as a tool
to see how they're gonna.
One, because I want to pay less. Because if I gotta,
if you're paying the whole thing, yeah. But
then two, it's like, okay, if the reaction is, oh, screw this guy, he's got I
wouldn't get that
discount code,
right? Which is that means you're kind of a baller. To me, you have discount codes for everything. A lot
of times you just Google stuff and you're like, this discount code. And
you take the time and you find it.
Yeah.
And no, how many times have we gone to lunch or dinner or something? It's like, hey, I got a coupon. I mean, me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, it's $5 off $20 or something. So, good. Why? I can't imagine anybody looking down at that. Even a first date or a 20th date. I would think it makes you smart.
It's good. It's good for sorting.
Oh, sorting out the chicks? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't like that.
If you're not down, well, bye. Have a nice life.
I would not like that if somebody looked down. I will tell you the only thing I can compare it to is I almost said his name, my sweet friend, a comic, who thought beforehand to bring a woman flowers. Oh. And she said, I just want you to know that carnations are the cheapest flowers you can get.
God.
And I thought, I dated a guy in high school who he would drive me home from school and he would stop on the side of the road in Kentucky and get me purple flowers that were growing.
Sweet.
Yes. And they were free.
I saw these and I know how much you love purple.
He would do a U-turn.
Yeah.
And go to the, and find these flowers. And we passed them and I was like, oh, they're pretty. And he would stop and pick them for me.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. He just stole flowers from somebody's garden. He stole
flowers. Yeah. Look, dumbass. They were on the side of the road. It wasn't a garden. Yeah. He's hoping not to get shot as he is on someone's private property. No, they're on the side of the road. That
shows more love than.
I think it's really sweet. But I felt so bad for my friend when he told me. And I said, I hope you never go out with her again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's
shitty. I just think you should know carnations are the cheapest flowers you can get. Fuck you, bitch. Well, how would you like a rock?
Yeah.
Here, I found this for you. And hit her with it.
Whoa, that's
a small rock. Just throw it at her. I didn't mean bash her skull in. I'm just saying. She's an asshole and she doesn't deserve anything.
That's the worst thing I've heard all day.
It's sort of early, but yeah. Wait, take a seat. Let me. Do we?
Wait, you have more gruesome tales?
Well, I was
Do
thinking
you?
perhaps we talk to the tipsters about the Sean P. Diddy Combs fall collection
Oh boy!
of
no.
yeah,
Oh god!
yeah.
Oh,
You think he's going to end up on like QVC or late night?
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's going to be, those, they have the Tupperware parties, but
Yeah.
they have those with the adult toys.
Yes. Yes.
He's going to have one of those companies.
Where they like multi-level marketing,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, if you get 10 of your friends and have a little party at your house, you get the Pufferator, the Pufferator 3000, and a free bottle of baby oil.
Oh.
The large, the family size.
The Costco.
Yes.
Because
It's a 55-gallon drum.
we buy in bulk.
Yes.
Holy
Yes.
God. Did you hear this bit?
No.
The lawyer tried to argue that, no, he had so many baby oils. He had 100 bottles of baby oil because the Costco is right down the street and he buys in bulk. Costco corporate put out a letter that says we do not sell baby oil and never have.
Okay, good. I was going to say I've never seen it there, but maybe I haven't used it since 1980.
Costco itself full on.
Thank
responded.
God. That's good planning because I mean, so is his attorney fired or
no? I think
I was like, does he buy in bulk for homeless people?
What else are you going to argue? I mean, he has so much. Why does he have so much baby oil? And guy's going to have to try and come up with something. I don't know.
He has a lot of babies?
He really likes soft skin. I don't know.
It's a mineral oil. It's really not good for anything. It's not good for your butthole.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Is this for reals?
Why are you interested?
No, I put baby oil on my skin all the time. Pretty much every time after I shower, I
Well, that might be an okay time to do it. Please don't put it in your butthole to be reamed.
No, like on my skin.
Okay, I think if you have a baby, put it on their ass or whatever, that's fine. Yeah. It's not good to use as a lubricant. God damn it! Why are we talking about this?
External use only.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Oh, that's all you needed to say, and you said it beautifully because I would have just kept trying to go on and explain, but it is not good for sensitive areas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fronts or backs.
Okay.
For external use only. God bless you, Joshua. You're much more professional than me.
Okay.
I was like, it's a mineral oil. Don't put it in your butthole or your vagina. You need water-based, I've heard. I don't know.
Okay, I'm with you.
Right.
Okay, but I can use it as lotion because I don't really like lotion. It's right. Lotion feels greasy to me, so I like.
But oil doesn't?
No, because the oil after 5 minutes or something, it'll just kind of
absorb.
Okay.
Well, I just don't want you to put it in your butthole.
Okay. Done.
I don't want you to put it in anyone else's butthole.
Done. Also
okay.
Done.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, I was unaware of more mature lubricants. The last thing I heard about was like Astroglide or something from a long time ago.
I think that's still a thing.
I heard someone call it a marital aid. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have, I don't want to say anything else because it's going to go bad from here. It's going to go so bad. Cardi
use
B.
only.
Yes, exactly. God love Cardi B. Okay. So you know what else is wonderful?
What else is wonderful?
Magic Mind. And has nothing to do with being a marital aid. Although it could make your life, much better. I know it's made mine much better. I mean, it is a mental performance shot, and I love that name for it. It gives you a steady energy through your day. If you are an artist, a creator, and you need something to help you, keep your concentration, I think it's just really a gift. I am not like a healthy human being, but I feel like doing this makes me a little bit more of have a healthier lifestyle. It's,
Right
a balanced lifestyle. I drink it in the morning before I drink my Mountain Dew Kickstart. They are a wonderful partnership, I think. You can have it with your coffee. I feel a little dense because I just found out you can have it also like at noon or in the afternoon if you have that afternoon slump.
Right.
And I one time took it at 3 p.m. thinking, oh no, I hope it's not going to keep me awake all night. And it did not.
Oh, good.
I know. I was afraid if I took it that late, I
Sure.
might, but no, you can take it anytime. They do have a wonderful sleep elixir, which I'll talk about in a moment. But another way that they suggest you take it is before a workout. I think that's pretty awesome. I think it
okay.
keeps your energy steady. You don't
right.
feel a slump if you work too hard or,
Yeah.
if you feel like you're not working enough. I mean, when they call it Magic Mind, I don't think they could have a better name for it. I just think it's magical and it makes you magical too. I think of it as a secret weapon. That's how I think of it. And I hope that you'll give it a try. The sleep elixir is magical. I don't remember if I mentioned this last week or not, but a friend's grandmother swiped a few of her sleep elixirs and fell in love with it and ordered some, but didn't wait to get the code.
Oh, oops.
So she paid full price.
Uh-oh.
But you can even go back and use the code if you used it before we started talking about it, because I'm now, an ambassador and I have lots of privilege, and you saw my license plate.
Oh, yeah.
It says, Magic Mind Ambassador. I can park wherever I want. It's like having a handicap space, except it's better than that. Yeah, except I'm not handicapped.
Right.
So Magic Mind comes in 15 bottles or 30 bottles. The sleep elixir also comes, I think, in only 30, but I could be wrong. But they are both magnificent, and they are the perfect bookends for my day. And if you've already subscribed, but you can still get the 20% off for every subscription, is TIPSIS 20. And coming up, there's going to be, for only 10 listeners, there's going to be a really great 40% off code. And that's coming up in the next few weeks. But
sweet.
You can go back if you ordered it before and became a subscriber before the 20% off code. You can go back. It's delivered right to your door. The ease of the subscription is it comes once a month. You can cancel at any time. There's no questions asked. You just send them an email and say, I'm either pausing my subscription or I'm stopping my subscription. They don't ask you any questions. There's also a money back guarantee. If you try it and you don't like it, you can send it back. But sweet. I think you're going to love it.
Sweet.
I think you're going to love it. It's a company that I believe in so strongly, and I know they're going to probably come out with more stuff. It's all natural. It's good for your body. It helps you get all the vitamins that you need in your day in a small 2-ounce drink, and it's delicious, unlike the sleep elixir, which is a little bit weird. But also, my friend's grandmother likes it.
Oh, okay.
So it could just be me.
Yeah, well,
it's just a little vibrant for me.
Vibrant. Okay.
And I thought I was going to love it because it's purple, but I love the green. The matcha flavor is delicious.
Yeah, wow.
So try
that
Magic
surprised
Mind.
me. When
I know you and me both.
Right.
I really like that flavor.
Yeah.
I really like it. So this is not the typical episode that we would do here because I don't do missing persons. And even though I guess technically she's still missing, I just feel like this story is so fascinating. And we alluded to it last week. It's the recent story of Michelle Vanek, the hiker, the 34, sometimes called 35-year-old hiker, who went missing in 2005, in September of 2005. And it's odd that part of her gear was found in September of 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost an anniversary.
Yeah. Wow.
So 19 years ago. I feel like the best way to understand the story is to go back. I went back to the Denver Post in 2005 and found, because I wanted to know what had been done. What they talk about in the present is what was done to find some items of hers. But I had too many questions about what happened for her to have gotten into this position.
Sure.
And she had gone hiking with a friend. She was, by all accounts, really healthy and athletic. She was a marathoner, and her friend Eric Sawyer was a veteran hiker. He had climbed, I think it's 38 of the 50 14ers. They call them 14ers. They're 14,000 foot peaks in Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah, he is a veteran of like 38 of them. And I guess he wanted to make this one like maybe 39. It is the mountain peak called the Mount of the Holy Cross. And they started on a, windy September morning at 6:30 a.m. And it was like, in my mind, a series of things that contributed to what happened. You who listen to this podcast know that you will never hear a story about Melissa being, lost as a hiker, because if you do, something terrible has happened and someone has drugged me up to a mountain and dumped me, because I don't go outside unless I have to. I park my car in the garage of my house. And if I have to go outside, I typically run from my car to whatever venue.
Right.
I don't like the out of doors.
Sure.
I do not like. I mean, so here I walk my goddamn dog every day, on
the sidewalks all around.
Yes. Yeah. Joshua knows. It's not like I'm going into, the woods.
Right.
No, it's sidewalks, walking paths. Yeah. I don't like the out of doors. I love it. I love sitting here. We're on the second story of my house, looking out the window. There's beautiful trees. Oh, yeah. I love that.
Your neighbor's got trees poking out.
Yeah.
You got your purple flowers. Yeah. These are.
Yeah. I love that. Seeing it through a window or a French door. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't need to go out and be in it.
I
don't like the heat. I don't like dirt. I don't like bugs.
I'm not trying to get you on a hike.
I know. Yes, you are. Secretly. You're like, come on, Melissa, let's go for a hike.
No, I know if the report comes back that Melissa was hiking with a new friend.
You're calling the cops?
No. Question the friend harder.
Yeah. Lean on them. Yeah. Yeah, I am not going. I do actually have hiking boots, and I got them to go on a search for a person who was missing, not me. I don't like, anyway, not going to be me, but Michelle. And the things I found out about her were so sweet and loving and heartbreaking. She's married, happily married. She has 4 kids from ages 1 to 16.
Oh.
I mean, and she and her friend Eric had been planning this hike for almost a year.
Okay.
So he is this experienced hiker, and she's like a very, healthy and shape marathoner.
Right.
And sometimes things happen that you can't prepare for.
Sure.
And I guess it's just gonna go bad. Right. Even people who ostensibly should be fine. Mm-hmm. It's a 1-day hike.
Right.
They're not going and camping overnight.
Yeah.
They're going to the top of the Mount of Holy Cross and coming back down, 14,000 foot peak.
Which also means that's a lot of elevation shift in 1 day.
Right. Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay.
I think that might have contributed.
Sure.
Because what she did was say, I am exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, from just driving up the hills to Big Bear or whatever,
right?
You get your whole body is like out of whack,
right? Feels differently, and your ears pop, and
your intestines become
liquid.
Well, you look at the Lay's potato chips bags, and they get inflated.
Oh.
If you bring a full bag, so you're driving up the hill, and I say Big Bear because I did that drive a bunch. You bring a chip bag. The chip bag looks like it's about to explode. It's just super inflated.
I did not know that.
Because the pressure inside.
Oh my God, that makes perfect sense now.
Down the hill pressure, and the pressure outside is up the hill pressure.
Wow.
So it looks like it's about, I mean, looks like you flick it and it'll pop. like a tin of biscuits or whatever.
Does it stay that way the entire time you're elevated?
Yeah, because they're
wow.
What are you, Mylar? Not Mylar. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're kind of Mylar-ish.
Yeah, I mean they hold the seal really well.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. See, you're telling me something I wouldn't know because I wouldn't know. But that
also happens inside
your body.
Whole body. You've got air pockets all the way through.
I was thinking hard to breathe. I know people that have a hard time breathing in Colorado.
The air is thinner. There are fewer of all of the air molecules.
Right.
So you have to
the lower humidity.
Yeah. You're okay. You're out of breath already.
Yes, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
That plus. I mean, it was like a series of unfortunate things that happened. So they start early together. They park and they couldn't find the correct trailhead.
Oh no!
They go on they find a longer way around instead of the one they were looking for, which is called the North Ridge route. They found the Halo route.
Okay.
That sounds bad, like a halo's at the top, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's right. So they're trying to make this a one-day hike, and Eric Sawyer is like moving and thinking, we're going to make it. Realizes that Michelle did not pack enough water.
Oh, no.
She was out of water by noon. She's wearing thin black, like stretchy pants, a thin windbreaker, a hat, and she had gotten new hiking boots. Her husband said that she was so excited. They went to several different sporting goods stores to get poles and new boots.
Brand new boots for this hike. Okay.
Yeah. It's, she says she's how long is a football field? I do this every time. 100
yards.
Okay. Yeah. She's 400 yards from the peak.
Okay. Oh, that seems so close.
I know.
I mean, I know. I get that it's not right. If you've been hiking all day. Oh.
400 yards from the peak. Because people are like, why did he leave her? Why did this happen? Why did they do this? Why, if he's experienced, why? And I think he took a lot of heat, and he feels and felt really bad. So she insisted that he go on. She goes, I have to rest.
Yeah.
So she sits down on a rock and he says, wait right here. I'll be back and we'll go down together.
Right.
Don't even start descending yet.
Right.
He makes it there.
400 yards.
400 yards. But here's the thing. Because of the peak where it is, she is out of eye line.
Okay. Trees in the way or switchbacks or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
So she is out of his sight. She's supposed to be sitting there waiting on a rock. Mm-hmm. He gets to, according to the sheriff's department, the peak at 1:42. I don't know if he took a picture, some sort of timestamp.
Okay.
There is a couple that are up there. They took pictures of each other.
Okay.
So there's proof that he, got up there. Right. Okay. So he comes back and she is nowhere. Nothing of hers is there to be found.
Does he say how long? Did he estimate how long he left her? Or
that I don't know.
Okay.
But if she's out of water by noon and they still keep going and he reaches the peak at 1:42 and it's 400 yards back to where he left her, which is about not quite a half mile or something.
Oh, so, no. Yeah, not even.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
So it couldn't have been too long.
It doesn't seem like that long.
Right.
It seems like, 400 yards seems like, all right, I'm done. I did it. I basically got to the top. I got to sit down.
Hikers are competitive, though.
You go ring the bell. You go sign the logbook. Whatever it is that you do at the top.
Take a picture.
I don't know.
Sign the logbook. That's funny.
I don't know what happens up there.
Pee off the side.
I've never been up there.
Yeah, me either.
But okay, you go do it. Come right back. Like I basically did it.
Right. I mean, for her to give up, I think she had to feel really bad because she was not a giver-upper.
Sure.
A person who birthed 4 babies from ages 1 to 16, who is a marathoner. Yeah, no, she's not going to give up.
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't know. Is it? That's why I'm in my head. I'm like, okay, 400 yards. I would think, all right, I did it. Not that I'm giving up. I just didn't.
I would feel like I gave up.
Yeah.
And I would also be fine with giving up. No. Me would give up. Me wouldn't start. Oh. But if I started it, I would keep going. You have to
ring the bell.
Yeah. Or pee off the side or whatever you do.
Whatever
if I start it, I'm fucking finishing it. Sure. And unless I'm in bad shape, which I think she was.
Yeah.
If I can't physically do it anymore, I guess I would stop and go back. But I would kick my own ass for so long. If this was something I cared about, why do you think I'm still bowling every week? I hate bowling.
I try to figure that out so much.
Yeah,
I finally gave up.
Me too.
I gave up trying to figure that out.
Me too, my friend. I can't get inside here as I'm pointing to my head. Yeah. Because I don't want to quit. I'm not a quitter.
Fair.
I could easily quit.
Yeah. Oh, I know how easily you can quit.
Yeah. Oh, really? What's that mean?
I
don't quit. What are you talking about?
You just stop going.
Oh, that. Oh, you meant you know how the royal
I know how it could be done.
Yeah, it can be done. Just don't go anymore. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Thanks, doctor. Okay, anyway.
I'm a quitter.
You're not a quitter. You're not a quitter.
I quit real easy.
I know who you are. You're not a quitter. Not at all. So, okay. So she's there and I think she's really kind of exhausted.
Sure. Yeah. It's
he comes,
right?
Yeah. He comes walking back down trying to, to connect with her. And it's like, did she stumble and fall? Did she try to get up and walk and she went on the wrong route? What happened? Sure. The witnesses who saw him earlier and took, they swapped taking pictures. They heard yelling and they thought that it was help, but he was saying Michelle.
Oh, he was shouting.
He was shouting her name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a couple, Bill and Julie Taylor. And according to them, he was only at the top of the peak for 5 minutes and then headed right back down. Yeah, so she couldn't have been, they just took it. What?
Doesn't take that long to pee off the side.
Pee off the side. Yeah, you can pee quickly. And they took each other's pictures and he headed back down. And then, they exchanged pleasantries and then they hear.
Did they take a different path? If you get to the top at the same time, weren't you hiking the whole way to?
No, he got there and they were there.
They were already there.
Yeah,
they were hanging out.
Bill and Julia Taylor were already there. Yeah.
They got to the top and they're like, okay, let's
probably standing there taking pictures, resting.
Sure.
They got there earlier than them.
Right.
He said it took another thing that was a problem is that she was habitually 60 to 80 feet behind him and he was trying to slow down. He said, I thought we'd get up here much sooner. She was really lagging for a while.
Okay.
And he said,
and then that makes sense. If she's like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to sit here. And he's like, okay, cool. Are you cool if I go?
No, she insisted. He said, let's head back down. And she said, no.
No, go ahead.
You're this close. You go.
Meet
me back down.
38 or whatever.
Yeah, 39. He had 38 it's actually 53 of the 14,000ers peaks in Colorado.
And so he runs up, takes his picture real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back down.
Right. And she's gone.
Man.
And Bill and Julia Taylor hear him screaming Michelle and they think that he's yelling help.
Right.
So they head back down and they're like, what's going on? And he said, my hiking partner is gone.
Oh man.
Right.
Yeah. And then what do you do?
Well,
do you hang out and try and find her there, or do you try and
No, you look until it gets dark and cold, and I'll explain. It was Colorado's largest search and rescue event.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So here's poor Eric Sawyer, and he said, I had a bad feeling when we got here at 6:30 a.m.
Oh, no.
I had a bad feeling. They start hiking, and they had started again on the wrong trail.
Right.
They went a longer, more difficult route rather than the Halo route, rather than the North Ridge. Poor Michelle is moving much slower than he had hoped, and, dragging. He forgot his lunch and some other supplies. She only packed enough water until noon. Didn't pack enough water. I guess they have those things called camelbacks. It's like a bladder. They call it a water bladder.
Okay. And it's in your backpack, and you kind of have a straw coming.
Oh, maybe.
out.
Yeah, maybe that's how it works. I don't know.
I mean, that's how some of them work.
Okay.
Least.
Yeah, I just thought it was
it's basically the whole back of your backpack. Like it's a big bladder.
Okay. Yes. They call it a bladder. Like a water bladder. Yeah, I didn't think about the straw. That makes sense.
Kind of comes down the strap of your backpack. And you do this little thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking old fashioned, like it's hanging off your back, and then you bring it around. You have to unscrew a thing. But yeah, that's like, from the Civil War.
Sure.
So yeah, that's a much better. Yeah. So she only had a small Camelback water pack.
I don't know how much any of them hold.
I don't either.
How much water
but
you're supposed to bring, or
hers was too small. But he should have known.
I don't know.
You're
planning it for a year and a half, and you're forgetting stuff, or you're dressed incorrectly.
Yes, that's the next thing. So Ben Vanek said she was so excited about going on this hike that they went to several sporting goods stores the day before to get her the right clothes for the occasion. However, Eric Sawyer takes a picture at the beginning of the trail of Michelle Vanek, and she's wearing a light jacket, a hat, gloves, and black stretch pants.
Not the clothes that they had just bought.
Yes, but I don't think they bought the right ones for the weather. I think she only had her ski poles and a small Camelback water pack that she ran out of by noon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he says, I just had a bad feeling when we started. I left my lunch and my water purifier in the car. We started on the wrong trail, a much harder, longer trail. Right. Poor Michelle is lagging, 60 to 80 feet behind him. Yeah. Within 400 yards of the summit, she's like, I can't go on. And he's like, okay, wait right here.
Yeah.
I will meet you.
Okay.
And we will descend together. The sheriff's department verifies that he got to the summit at 1:42.
Right.
So the president of the Colorado Search and Rescue Board, Howard Paul, at the time, remember this is from the Denver Post in 2005, he said, separating is a common and sometimes critical mistake. Michelle found herself in a position where she can't be seen, and it could have been because she fell, because she started moving, because she decided she couldn't wait any longer, and then she may have just succumbed to the cold. It's a chain link of events.
Right.
And, maybe if your partner were there next to you, these things wouldn't have happened. I hate to say that, but.
Well, I mean, so many of these stories are the cautionary tale or whatever. And this, buddy system.
Right.
Like if you're doing something dangerous.
Yeah.
Or potentially dangerous.
Potentially, even though you think it's not. You think it's just you being out in nature.
I mean. Okay,
dummy.
Yeah, we learned that in kindergarten. Let's buddy up. And
we're going to actually hear some hiking tips that I just feels very, like common sense that you should know. But so Julia and Bill Taylor said, he was only at the peak for 5 minutes. He seemed, rushed because he wanted to get back to his hiking partner.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then they hear him yelling Michelle instead of help. So over the next 7 days, there's 700 searchers in the area.
Whoa.
Dog teams chased down her scent. Climbers scaled the broken ridge lines that were all rock. Volunteers streamed down into every drainage, and as many as 5 helicopters at a time buzzed the area, including one that used a device designed to detect any heat source on the ground.
Wow.
Early on, the searchers found a watch hanging on a tree, and it gave them false hope that they were on the right trail. And friends, family, other hikers, just in large numbers, take a look for her. You know, it's like the days turn into 3 days and 4 days, and then it becomes more complicated because how do you manage efficiently all of these people that are looking for her and keep them safe?
Right. There's danger there too.
Right. Rescuers were told, you know, she's in good shape and keep that in mind because they had found a woman who was lost in the same general area 8 years earlier, and she survived for 9 days before they found her.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, it was like, keep going.
Right.
Here's some things that complicate it even more. On the first day of the search, rescuers encountered a mysterious backpacker. He was coming down the trail that they were heading up, and he refused to talk to them. He hid behind a tree and then ran down the trail when they tried to talk to him.
Oh, weird.
This is from Deputy Steve Wilson. He said there were reports that he defiantly refused to talk to them. Searchers later encountered a tent with a light on, but the person inside would not respond to their questions or open the tent's zipper. The next day, sheriff's investigators meet someone who they think was the same person from descriptions. He would not provide an ID. He reluctantly said, "My name is Peter Martin."
Okay.
And then he refused any further questions. But they really don't think that he was involved in Michelle's disappearance. They just think he's a weirdo.
He's just a weirdo that's on the mountain.
Right.
Okay.
So that night, September 24th, 2005, a storm brought a torrential rain and snow, and searchers began to lose hope because she was dressed in these black stretch pants, a windbreaker, a hat, and gloves, and really didn't have any extra food or clothing. So Eric Sawyer was asked by Detective Doug Winters, why didn't you prepare her better in case of emergency? And he said, it was only a 1-day hike. We weren't packing for all of this other stuff. You know, apparently if you're going to be hiking in the back country, they say there's 10 essentials, which we're going to go over them at the end. But extra clothing, food, and water in case you run into trouble. I mean, that makes sense. So when Detective Winters gets down to it and asks Eric Sawyer, did you have anything to do with Michelle's disappearance? He said, I'm stopping the interview. I'm not going to answer any more questions without an attorney present.
Smart.
Yeah, Detective Winters said, you know, we just don't have any evidence that he had anything to do with, you know.
Right. I mean, it does, to me, it's obviously you lean hard on the friend who was with, for sure. But yeah, from everything you're saying, it doesn't sound like my suspicions aren't on him.
Right.
But yeah, that's the smart move. Is you don't accidentally say something that's going to
incriminate you, and especially a woman that hasn't been found for 19 years now.
Right.
You know, you could have been the entire time hanging on, you know. And we really don't know, even though there is a follow-up that just happened, which I'm going to get to. We still don't really know.
Yeah.
So Michelle's husband, Ben, told authorities that I know Eric Sawyer didn't do anything to harm my wife, but he made an awful decision to leave her there.
Yeah.
If she was, you know, if she was not feeling well, she may not have been thinking clearly.
Sure.
The different oxygen. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Michelle's father declined, you know, to talk about it at the time. He said, this is still too early. So they're still, you know, 4 days later, they're still looking for her, and they find a duffel bag with a shotgun off of a trail. And the family ends up paying for a helicopter to, that's looking out down, and everyone's like, why can't you find her? And the searchers are looking, from the vantage point, the camera of the helicopter. And they're like, oh, people that are walking look like little dots.
Oh, yeah.
They figured out the perspective of these big boulder fields, right, and something called couloirs. They're spelled like coulier. I looked it up. It's Couloir. Couloirs are like a gully that, you can get down into the water has.
Oh,
so there's like people looking in every gully and every boulder field, and they just look like little dots. So it's like, what, the perspective,
right,
does not make this an easy mission.
Right.
So on the 5th day, there's 336 volunteers, trained rescuers. Wow. They make a final push to find her. And by the end of the day, the family agrees and detectives agree we're just going to have to call it off.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking to make that call.
The detective said a lot of people came out and said, we're willing to go back the next day. And he said, if you can show me a clue, if you can show me any reason why, I'll crank this thing back up. But we've never found a ski pole. We've never found anything. Typically, if we do, that would give us another week of being, of sustainability.
Sure.
If we had one little bit of evidence.
Yeah. If you have a direction, anything.
Right. So here we are, September of 2024, 19 years after her disappearance. A team of all women volunteers, mountain rescuers, have found likely clues to where Michelle Vanek was all along.
Okay.
Here's this mother of 4, hiking with her partner. She says, I can't make it. He says, stay behind. I'll be back. And she's never found again. Now I have to clear my throat. The only clue that was ever found was a boot found by a hiker in 2022, and it turned out to belong to Michelle.
Oh, okay.
No other items in 19 years had been found.
Okay.
But last fall, the head of the Vail Mountain Rescue Team, Scott Beebe, has a dream, and his dream says, Michelle Vanek's soul, remains, and body don't want to be found by a man.
Wow.
I think that's super weird. But he asks the rescue's service chief of staff, Emily Brown, would you lead a new search with a female perspective with only women?
Huh.
And I can't believe it, but it's day 1. She puts this group together, and they have all of the information that everyone else has had over the years that were searchers. They find the route. They studied maps, try to figure out what could have happened. Jennifer Pirogue, a Vail Mountain Rescue member, said, we thought we were looking at maps sitting in a building and there were plausible explanations. But once you're up there and you're in the zone, you can say, no, that doesn't seem likely. And you can really narrow down your search area. The boot that was found in 2022 made them think of new areas, but they know they wanted to start from the last place Michelle was seen on the rock by her climbing partner. This new information really just kind of created a blank canvas to start thinking outside the box, said Jennifer. After months of planning, the team went up when the snow melt was greatest. The team started where she was last seen, then split up and took their own routes down. We stood exactly where she was, walked presumably her exact trail as a woman from the perspective of a man with the instructions of a man, and it led us right to her stuff.
Wow.
I think a woman's perspective changed things.
Wow, that's amazing.
Erica German and another rescuer made the discovery. The last thing she was wearing was a red shirt. We saw a little bit of red material, and then we saw one of the ski poles that was hers. And it was such a moment. We are used to looking at this in a photograph, but seeing it in real life, it was unbelievable. We both started shaking and we said, we have to sit down for a moment. We're not in the most stable terrain and we needed to get our wits about us before we did anything else.
Wow.
So the discovery of the ski pole and her clothing, also a pack that contained her blue hat, or a blue hat identical to the one she had on. It doesn't answer what happened, but everything matches the picture that Eric Sawyer took of her at the trailhead. The last picture, and everything is getting forensic testing right now to see if it's, a match.
Right.
But the likelihood of it being from someone else is pretty low.
Sure.
The hat was in a pack that it was exactly what she was.
Pack,
and the picture, the hat, Eagle County Sheriff James Van Beek said he had kept a map of the search area on his wall since he took the job more than 10 years ago.
Wow.
Just as a reminder. And a statement, I will tell you, this man is a beautiful speaker, and he says things that, as a family member of someone who's, still missing, but hopefully it gives you a feeling that nothing nefarious happened, but you still don't know. But the way he speaks is so thoughtful and authentic and poetic. It's beautiful. In a statement, he noted the women involved in the recovery of Vanek's apparent belongings were all volunteers who have full-time jobs and families. This discovery is heavy and is felt deeply in our community. Michelle has been close to all of our hearts since the moment she went missing. We owe this group our deepest gratitude for the sacrifices they've made and hope they continue to inspire. Apparently, Ben Vanek and the kids are very, very thankful also.
Wow.
This is very interesting. The area of the discovery of the items is being kept under wraps and being guarded because investigators need to further study the area.
Sure.
One thing recognized by the searchers was that the location where her partner left her ultimately was not far from the trail. It was right, she could have gone down. Yeah, she may have.
Okay.
I've been at that spot before and I didn't think about her then. I think what was really shocking on the day that we searched, being where she was, to see how close the trail was, that she could have been heading down. Reading the story, it was like, why would they ever split up? And being in that exact spot, it was like, oh, of course, because the trail's right there, it would have been hard for her to get lost, but they weren't thinking about, how she was feeling, maybe physically.
Got it.
The women on the team are glad to have figured out where Michelle Vanek was probably the whole time. Those searches we go on, you don't find people the first day. You go home and you can't sleep at night and you think, what happened to them? Says Jennifer Pirogue. I'm really honored and glad that I can bring closure to some people, family, friends, rescue workers, and the 800 plus people that have been searching for her for 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah, the sheriff said each item that was found serves as a reminder of the strength of the human spirit, the unwavering dedication of these volunteers, and the enduring hope of a family waiting for answers. While these items are undergoing forensic testing to confirm their connection to Michelle, the emotional weight of this discovery is already deeply felt.
Yeah.
These personal items are tangible connections to a life that touched so many. What a beautiful way. So, I will never be found on a hiking trail. And if I am, there is definitely something afoot. So here is some tips from this rescue organization back in 2005. I thought a lot of it sounds, like condescending. Always stick within your ability level and know when to turn back.
Right.
Remember, I thought this was an interesting way to put it. Remember, the top is only halfway. I guess that means because you got to go back down.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get back to your car. So
right.
Every step that you take out, you got to take
right.
back.
Do your research beforehand and be clear about which trail you're planning to take. Carry a map and a compass in addition to using GPS navigation, which they mention Garmin makes something called the InReach Messenger that lets you send texts even if you're in the back country.
Okay.
Carry a satellite communicator that you can use to call for help in remote areas where cell service isn't available. Carry snacks and much more water than you think you'll need. The general rule is 1 liter for every 2 hours of hiking, which means a larger hydration bladder is best for long hikes such as the Mount of the Holy Cross. Hike with a partner and always stick together. If one turns back, you both turn back.
That's it.
Pack the fucking essentials. It's easier to get lost on a 14er than a trail through the woods, though true lines vary from region to region. Any 14er is bound to take you up above tree lines. Once you leave the trees, any soft, well-maintained paths tend to give way to boulder fields where you have to rely on rocks to navigate. That can be tricky and disorienting, and many unsuspecting hikers have spent an unplanned night out in the cold as a result.
Okay.
So, I mean, you know, if you're a hiker, God bless you. I can't imagine what that's like. Walking my dog is about all I'm going to do. Don't like it outside. But I know me. I'm a klutz also. I would trip and fall off of a cliff. It would be terrible. It would be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. If you ever go missing in that way,
you'll know.
Yeah.
Somebody did it.
Yeah.
I wish I could be a nature girl. I'm just not. I saw a shirt I really wanted to get one time and it said indoorsy.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah, I'm very indoorsy. I like flush toilets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Showers.
Yeah.
Beds that are comfy.
Beds.
Not like a bed of like twigs and leaves.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, covering yourself with a blanket of moss. No. Not happening.
Toilet paper. I
like that
real
too.
Nice.
Yeah. Real nice. Makes you feel all fancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the story of Michelle Vanek, the update, and we're going to hope that more things are found. Maybe something that, you know, it sounds like the pole and the clothes are really going to be tied to her forensically.
Sure.
But knowing that she could be found, if not scattered by scavengers, it would be nice to know nothing nefarious happened. Right. And I kind of think nothing nefarious happened, but, you know, until there's some sort of definitive proof, it just really sounds like a series of terrible events.
Horrible,
that ended up, you know, taking the life of somebody who was a very toned, athletic, prepared person, but obviously not prepared for everything.
Yeah. And it sounds like, I mean, they weren't specific about where they found this stuff, which of course they won't be.
They're trying to keep it secret, but it sounds like it wasn't far off the trail.
Yeah. So either she said, okay, cool, I got this. You know, she took her little break for a minute and then said, all right, I'm going to follow him back up. Or she said, okay, I took my break. I'm going to start heading down so I don't delay him coming back down, and he'll find me on the same trail.
Mm-hmm.
And she was positive she was going to be on the same trail, but maybe wasn't.
Right.
And that in her delirium or whatever, which
lack of oxygen and lack of water,
she missed the trail. And then, like you said, something happened, slipped, fell, something.
People say to me all the time, people don't just go out in the wilderness and die. Yes, they do. It is so much like the fact that this other woman 8 years earlier had survived 9 days. God bless her. I don't know how she did it. Maybe she packed a whole lot of water and snacks or something, but it is so easy to become dehydrated, disoriented. You lay down, you think you're going to rest and you fucking die.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. It always has to be murder.
Right.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Murdered by nature.
Yes. Mother Nature is a bitch.
You're smart to stay away from her.
Do you want to come hiking?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, I got you.
Yeah.
Come on. Mother Nature is horrible. I don't like her anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If you have a tip on a missing person or unsolved homicide, or you just want to suggest a case to us, please call us at 832-TIPSTER. That's 832-847-7837. You can always email us at jttipsters@gmail.com. You can find us on any of the social media platforms, just the Tipsters Facebook page, at JT Tipsters on Instagram, at JT Tipsters Pod on Twitter, and more cowbell.
If you would like to support this podcast and get early access and other cool murderous swag, go to patreon.com/justthetipsters.